يا أبا الحسن يا علي بن موسى أيها الرضا يا ابن رسول الله.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، وصلى الله على سيدنا ونبينا محمد وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم. As we begin our journey into 2021, today I'd like to take some inspiration from a hadith from Imam al-Ridha salawatullah wa salamuhu alayh. Now it's a hadith that is slightly theological but actually practical as well. What I mean by that is it talks about one of the foundations of our beliefs, but talks about it in a way that allows us to change our practice. And I think it's an important one going into 2021 with a specific goal in mind as we start this journey into the new year. Imam al-Ridha has a beautiful hadith about imamah, the doctrine of imamah. Now as Shi'as, we all know the importance of imamah to our creed and how central imamah is, that the religion was completed on the day of Ghadir through the announcement of imamah. However, we always think of imamah only in a kind of theological fashion. It's just divine form of leadership, mashallah, we follow this, etc. done. Imam al-Ridha gives us a more practical way to look at it. He says, al-imamah, it is zimamud-deen, it is the reins of the religion. You know how you have the reins of a horse, through which you control the horse and through which you can bring the horse forward and allow the horse to carry on and be productive. Imamah is zimamud-deen, it is the reins of the religion by which you are able to control the religion and bring the religion forward. Imam al-Ridha then carries on with this concept and he says, وَنِظَامُ الْمُسْلِمِينَ. Imamah is the nidham, it's the organizational system of the Muslims. It's the governmental system of the Muslims. It's that by which the Muslims have organization. You think about, for example, the leadership of the world today. Everywhere around the world, Muslim, non-Muslim countries, etc. And barring a few, the leadership is in tatters all over the place. Imamah is that divine, beautiful form of leadership that brings people to the correct course to progress in life. That brings people on the correct course to become a just community and one of the best communities. Then the Imam carries on and he says, not just nidham al-muslimin but salah ad-dunya. Imamah is that which brings about the reformation or the putting into place of everything within the dunya. We always talk about fasad and we talk about sulh. That which brings sulh to the dunya is imamah. Why? Because the Imam will teach us how to treat the world in the way that it should be treated, so that the world can be also a just system. You know, there is even a hadith from Imam al-Sadiq salawatullahi alayhi, where he says that when the Imam reappears, Imam al-Mahdi ajjalallahu ta'ala farajh al-sharif, he says, you will see the greenery of this world and the beauties of this world manifest itself. Why? Because the Imam will teach us how to treat this world in a correct way, that we see the true beauties of this world. Even now, sometimes we see the beauty of this world and the scenery of this world. Imagine what the world will look like under the leadership of the Imam of the time. Salah ad-dunya. Less fighting, less argumentations, less, small happenings here and there. How many times we look at a newspaper and we see, for example, a rape here, a killing here. The Imam brings about this sulh. And the final thing that the Imam al-Ridha says about Imamah is that Imamah is izzul mu'mineen. It is the honor of the believers. Because others claim to follow leaders who are questionable. But the honor of a believer is that he submits to a leader who is divine, a leader who is ma'soom, a leader who is worth being a leader to. That's why our izzah lies in being a follower of the Imam of the time, Imam Sahib al-Asri wa zaman. Our honor lies in the following the Imams of the Ahlul Bayt, because we know they are all true, pure leaders. This is the actual understanding of Imamah according to Shia Islam. This is Imamah in a way that allows us to become practical with it. Why? Because now we should yearn for the Imam of the time. Before it's just a theological thing. Yes, the Imam al-Mahdi will reappear, he will wave his magical sword and everything will live happily ever after. Wait, no. Understand the beauty of Imamah. Understand the ahamiyya, the importance of Imamah. Understand how vital Imamah is, not just for Muslims, for mu'mins, but for the dunya, for the world. And now yearn for the Imam of your time. Now do nudbah for the Imam of your time on Fridays. Now call out for the Imam of your time. You'll have a different flavor to it. And as we enter 2021, let us understand the importance and the vitalness of Imamah. And let us yearn for the Imam of our time and pray that this year we will be able to see the Imam of our time, Imam Sahib al-Asri wa zaman, by pondering on these words of Imam al-Ridha salawatullah wa salamuhu alayhi.
يا أبا الحسن يا علي بن موسى أيها الرضا يا ابن رسول الله، يا حجة الله على خلقه، يا سيدنا ومولانا، إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا، يا وجيحا إن الله اشفع لنا إن الله.